If you're a state and local government, managing the public services you offer just got a lot easier. Microsoft 365 shared booking pages allows all types of organizations a way to offer bookable services through one simple unified portal. The list of public services that can be scheduled and managed through shared booking pages is endless. Curbside collection services, mulch delivery, public health services, event permitting, community center space reservations, passport services, fitness center appointments. The list goes on and on. Hi everyone, my name is Brian Riley from Liftoff, and in today's video, you'll learn how shared booking pages can help state and local governments serve their communities better. Before we jump in, just a quick intro. Liftoff helps organizations get started with their Microsoft 365. We specialize in licensing for the Microsoft Commercial Cloud, Government Community Cloud, and gcchigh. We can help you with your data migrations to the cloud and get you trained up on your Microsoft 365 tenant. Check us out at liftoffonline.com. Enough of me talking, let's head over to the computer and I'll show you how Microsoft 365 shared booking pages can make public service delivery smoother and smarter. I'm going to set up a shared booking page for a fictional town called Charm City, Maryland. Charm City is a great place to live. Amazing schools, clean parks, and an impressive selection of services and amenities. Some of these might include public health services like flu or COVID shots, bookable building inspections for commercial real estate businesses, or maybe even virtual retirement planning services for citizens led by a real CPA. Some of these services may be free for residents, while others might have a fee attached to them. A shared booking page for Charm City will make it easy for residents to book a service and also simplify scheduling for city staff. Let's dig in. Before we configure our shared booking page, let's talk about admin controls for bookings. In the main Microsoft 365 Admin Center, click Settings and then Org Settings. And then head over to Bookings. You'll need to decide if bookings will be something that is an internal only resource or if you'll also use this for public-facing services. There are other settings that you can review and adjust as appropriate. Most of these can be configured when we set up our shared booking page later in the video. Strangely, by default, anyone on staff can create a shared booking page. This may be something that you want to lock down to admins on your system. If so, you'll need to use PowerShell to create policy restrictions. You'll also need PowerShell to delete a shared booking page that's no longer needed. Both of these Microsoft articles are very helpful, and I'll link to them in this video's description. You can access bookings by clicking the App Launcher in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and then Bookings. If you don't see Bookings, click More Apps and then Bookings. Notice there are two types of booking pages here, personal booking page and shared booking pages. We'll talk about personal booking pages in a future Liftoff video, but today it's all about shared booking pages. I'll go ahead and create a booking page. First, give your shared booking page a name. I recommend just using the name of your organization. So for us, it's just going to be Charm City. Next, you can add a logo. I created a logo earlier for Charm City using Copilot, so I'll go ahead and choose that. Yep, looking pretty good. You can scale it if you want to. I'll just go ahead and choose the add the logo. The business type, we're state and local government. That's not listed here, so I'll just choose other. And then the business hours for Charm City, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can change this as necessary. I'll go ahead and choose next. Here I can invite my internal staff to my bookings page. Now these are the people that are ultimately going to be scheduled for the different services that I offer. I'm going to set this up in a later step. I'll just go ahead and choose next here. And then for services, these are going to be all of the different services that I want to include on my bookings page. I'm going to set this up later as well. Just choose next. If this is an internal only page, I can just choose this default option, people in my organization. But for me, I want to have external residents of my city to be able to book my services. So I'll just go ahead and choose anyone here and then create. Now this might take a minute or two. Okay, looks like my shared booking page is ready to go. I actually have a link that I could use right now and share out if I want to, but there's a lot of configuration that I need to do first. Let's go ahead and choose Get Started. Here's my shared booking page calendar. It's pretty empty right now, but in the future, once residents start booking some of my services, it'll get filled up. Let's do a little bit of configuration. If I come down to business information, I can put in a bit more detail on my shared booking page. So for example, I can add in a business address here. Go ahead and do that. I can put in other things like phone numbers and websites and things like that. If I want customer replies to go to someone other than myself, I can add that internal person in here. I could also list a shared mailbox here so multiple people can get these replies. If your organization has privacy policies and terms and conditions, you can add in those URLs here. Here's my logo that I added in earlier. My business hours here. A little bit more granularity here if I want to make some changes on certain days. And finally, app integration. This is advanced and we're not going to get into this today. Don't forget to click Save if you make any changes. Now let's take a look at my booking page settings. Here's a link to my booking page. I can copy this link and send to anyone that I want, or maybe add to my social media channels. This email option is going to open a ready-to-go email message with the link already included. And finally, this embed option is pretty interesting. I can embed a link or an iframe code to my website, making it really easy for anybody visiting our city website to book a service. Business page access control. I don't want search engines spidering my page, so I'll choose to disable this. I also want to make my services as easy as possible for my residents to book, so I'm not going to require a one-time password. Customer data usage consent. If you have a consent statement, you can add it here. Default scheduling policy. You can choose service time increments here and also minimum and maximum booking lead times. I'll leave the defaults here. I also want to send a meeting invite to my customer once they book an appointment. I'll allow my residents to choose the specific person for a booking that they have if I have multiple people that handle the same service. Customize my page. I've already done some of this, but I have a few other options here. I can go with a new page template theme. Or if I want to, I can choose the classic. I kind of like the classic with this horizontal color here. So I'll just go ahead and choose maybe green with the classic horizontal template. I kind of like that. I'm not going to choose a custom color, but I could do that. And I'm going to choose to display my business logo on my booking page. And then finally, region and time zone settings. Be sure you look at these settings and change these to whatever's appropriate for you. I'm going to choose to always show time slots and booking time zone. Again, don't forget to save these changes if you make any. Next, let's go to staff. So right now, it's only me, but I definitely recommend that you have a second administrator. So if I'm not around, I want someone else to be able to make adjustments to this booking page. So let's add new staff. How about if we pick Tom here? And we're going to make him a green color. And if I click on team member, I can make him an administrator, which means he can edit everything on this booking page. If Tom has unique business hours, you can adjust these here. I'm going to go ahead and click save. I also want to add other staff that will be responsible for the different services that I plan to offer. If I click new staff here, Annie DeFranco is my building inspector. So I'm going to go ahead and add her in here. I can give her a different color if I want to. Let's give her, I don't know, we'll give her purple here. And she's a team member. This notification can be critical if a booking is created for Annie, so I'll leave this box checked. Also, I want to be sure that I don't schedule Annie on an inspection if she's already busy on another project, so I'll leave this box checked so bookings will look at her personal calendar for conflicts. Finally, I can choose to make Annie available during Charm City's regular general business hours, or I can customize her schedule. Now, I know that she doesn't work on Friday, so I'm going to go ahead and disable Friday and make her not available. I'm going to save changes for Annie. The next staff that I want to add will be my nurses. These are the people that work in our health clinic and are responsible for giving out flu and COVID shots. I'm going to go ahead and add new staff. I've got 2 nurses here, so I'm going to choose Nurse Smith first, and I'll make her the yellow light there. She works every day, so I won't customize any business hours. Next is my second nurse, and this is going to be Nurse Hardaway, I believe. Let's see, there it is. Okay. Now, Nurse Hardaway does not work on Mondays or Fridays, so I'll go ahead and take her off there and then save those changes. My last staff person that I want to add is Sally Saver. Sally works in our financial services department, and she gives out virtual retirement planning sessions for our residents. So let's get Sally in here. There she is. And Sally works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So I'll just go ahead and use the general business hours for Charm City. And that's it. All of my staff are now added. Now we can finally add our services we plan to offer. I'll go ahead and click on services. Notice there's a default Microsoft 30-minute meeting here. We can edit this if we want to, but we can't delete it. You need at least one service here before you continue. I'm going to leave this for now and go ahead and create my first new service. And my first new service is going to be building inspection. I can add a description in here if I want for this service. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay. The location is going to vary, and this is not going to be a Teams online virtual meeting, so I'll not select those. The duration for my service, these typically can take about 2 hours, so I'm going to just go ahead and put in 2 hours here. Buffer time can be pretty useful. We want to make sure that we're not booking our building inspector on back-to-back-to-back building inspections. We want to give them a little bit of time between their projects. So let's go ahead and choose, how about 2 hours between each meeting, okay? Price. Now, this is going to be a fee-based service that we offer. So we're going to go ahead and put a fixed price in at, $250. How about that? There's an internal notes field also here if I want. Maximum number of attendees. Now, I know that these inspections can involve up to about 10 people, so I'll just go ahead and put 10 for this service. And I do want to let my customer manage their appointment when it's booked. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose that. If I scroll back up before I hit Save Changes, I want to choose my availability options. Time increments, scheduling policy. So again, this is going to be 2 hours between each meeting, so I'll just go ahead and choose 2 hours there. This little warning is just saying that this is in conflict with my default scheduling policy, which I set up earlier. Minimum lead time. I need about 2 days before I can get my inspector out, so I'm just going to put my minimum lead time in as 2 days. My maximum lead time, I'll go ahead and leave this at a year. That seems fine. Assign staff. Annie DeFranco is my building inspector, so I'll just go ahead and choose Annie. Custom fields. So this is what my resident is going to see and be required to fill out when they're booking the service. So I want to require them to put their email address in, and I want to require a phone number as well. I won't require these other fields, but they'll be available for my resident to fill out if they want to. I also have the opportunity to choose a custom field here. Let's go ahead and add a custom field. I can choose a text question or a drop-down question. Let's go with a drop-down question, and how about this? Do you have a buyer for your property? Then I can add my first option. It's just going to be yes and no. Okay, so that's looking good. Notifications. I have a few options here under notifications. Text message notifications. I don't have a Teams Premium license, so I'm not going to choose that one. Email confirmation. I want to choose to be notified if a booking is created or changed. I also want to send a meeting invite to my customer in addition to the confirmation email. Email reminders. So I'd like to remind my resident that they have an upcoming service. I'll do this a day in advance. I can customize this if I want to. And then I also have an email follow-up option here. So I can choose to send an email to my resident after the service is complete. So if I click edit here, I can choose to send this, how about a day after the service? And I can customize this message here. I can include any information I want in this follow-up. So I'll just go ahead and customize this a little bit here. Thanks for using our service. Please fill out our survey to let us know how we did. I'll save those changes. And then that's it here. I'm ready to save. Let's add in our next one. This service will be vaccinations. I can add a description in here if I'd like. This is a free offering from Charm City's Health Department for our residents. That sounds good. Again, this will not be a Teams virtual meeting, but instead it's going to be offered at our health clinic. So I'll just go ahead and use that location. Each vaccination will take about 30 minutes. That looks good. We'll give our nurses a buffer time of about an hour between each vaccination. This service is going to be free. I only need one attendee here, and I will let customers manage their appointment when it's booked. Availability options, time increments 30 minutes, lead time 1 day, max lead time 1 year. The defaults look fine here. My staff, it's going to be my 2 nurses here. So I've got 2 people that are offering this service here. Custom fields, I'm going to require an email and a phone number. And then finally, notifications. I will choose to send a meeting invite to the customer. And for this one, I won't put any custom information for reminders or the follow-ups. And finally, my last service will be retirement planning. And I've got my description here that I'll put in. Again, another free service, but this is not from the health department. This is the finance department, and this will be a Teams online meeting. So I'll go ahead and choose that option. I can also send an anonymous meeting to my customers, meaning that they can join the meeting anonymously from their work Teams account if they wish. So that seems like a nice option. I'll go ahead and choose that. Each session will take about 30 minutes. We'll give a buffer time of an hour for my financial planner. The price is going to be free. We can have up to 2 attendees for each meeting here. I'll let the customer manage their appointment. Availability option, the defaults look fine here. My staff, I've got Sally Saver as my staff member here. Custom fields, again, I'll require email and phone number, but that's about it. Notifications, I'll send a meeting invite to the customer. Again, I won't choose anything here, but this is always an option. Save my changes. There we go. All my services are now added. Okay, we're about finished now. Let's take a look at this from the customer's point of view. So what is it like for a resident of Charm City to book a city service? Let's go up to booking page. I'm going to click on my booking page link here. Wow, this is looking really nice. I see my green horizontal banner here. I've got my Charm City logo, and I can see all of my services here. There's little information buttons here. So retirement planning, it's a free offering from Charm City's finance department. Building inspection, there's my commercial real estate description that I put in. That looks really good. My price is there. Okay. Let's go ahead and book a retirement planning service. We're going to choose Sally. She's the only person that handles these. And how about Monday at 9 a.m.? That seems fine to me. Go ahead and take that out, and we'll see if I can put in my information here. Okay, and I'll go ahead and book it. Okay, that was pretty easy. Let's click OK, and how about a new booking? How about a vaccination? So I'll go ahead and choose vaccinations, and then I've got 2 nurses that can handle this. So you can see for Monday the 29th, looks like Nurse Hardaway is not available. So I'll go ahead and choose Nurse Smith. And how about around noon? Again, I'll put this in here and I'll go ahead and book it. Again, pretty darn easy to book that as a resident. Let's go back to my bookings page. Now we'll go back to the calendar. This is great. So this is a shared calendar among all of my staff that handle the different services that the city offers. So you can see I've got my retirement planning here for Sally. She's the kind of turquoise. I've got the a vaccination scheduled for the 29th at noon, and that's going to be for Nurse Smith. She's the yellow there. I can change the calendar view here by going to the weekly view if I want to. So if I go out next week, it's a little bit easier to see. There's a few other things here on the calendar to mention. You can choose to have someone internal kind of manage this calendar. So instead of letting the public kind of book their own meetings, or maybe in addition to that, you could also manually place bookings on the calendar here. And so I can manually add bookings to this calendar. I can also add time off for my staff. So let's say that someone is going to have off maybe on the 1st. Let's say it is Nurse Hardaway. I can go ahead and create a time off directly on the calendar so that no one's able to book Nurse Hardaway for Wednesday the 1st. So this can be an internal tool that you use where somebody's in charge of sort of maintaining this calendar. It's a pretty nice feature. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is how to delete a shared booking page that you no longer want. So back here in the main bookings app, here's my Charm City shared booking page. I can choose to clone this. So I can create a brand new page if I want, or I can clone this, which is kind of interesting because it brings over a lot of the settings from my first shared booking page. I'll just go ahead and choose to continue here. I'll give this a new name. Let's call it Parks and Rec. And then I'll choose continue. I'll leave this setting in place and let Microsoft set up my shared booking page. Okay, it's finished. I have a new shared booking link there, but I'll choose to get started. And you can see it brought over a bunch of my settings. It brought over my staff and also my services. So now I can just go ahead and reconfigure these for Parks and Rec. But what I really want to show you is how to delete this should you want to get rid of this. So we now have Parks and Rec. We also have Charm City now. There may come a time where you just want to delete some of these and you need PowerShell to do that. You might recall from the beginning of the video, I did show you this link here from Microsoft, which shows how to delete a shared booking page. I'm going to link to this and also to the actual PowerShell commands to do this. Okay, moving over to PowerShell, let me show you how to delete a shared booking page. I'm already connected. If you don't know how to connect, I'll put a connection command in the video description as well. If I want to look at my shared booking pages that I already have created, I can use this command here. And notice I've got Charm City, and I also have Parks and Rec. Now let's say I want to delete Parks and Rec. Here's the command, remove mailbox, and I just want to put in the alias of the shared booking page that I want to get rid of. So in this case, it's just Parks and Rec. Click A there. Now, if I look at my shared booking pages, I only have one, Charm City. So that's how you can delete a shared booking page using PowerShell. As you can see, Microsoft shared booking pages can make scheduling and managing appointments a breeze. Give it a shot and see if this hidden tool can make your life a bit easier. If this video added to your understanding of Microsoft 365, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more awesome content on Microsoft 365. See you next time.